I'm sorry, I haven't a clue. God help us all.
Hello again, and in another attempt to take panel games off the air, we have on my left Barry Cryer and Graeme Garden. And on my right, Tim Brooke-Taylor and Willie Rushton. They'll be playing a series of absurd games, and if I can't think of anything better to do, I shall award them points. First game, with that subtlety for which this programme, indeed this entire network is famous, is called Words of One Song to the Tune of Another.
Get the picture, folks?
And I want each team to sing the words of one song to the tune of another, provided by Dave Lee at the piano. Now, Barry and Graeme, I'd like you to start. Will you sing Charlie Is My Darling to the tune of O Soli Mio? Gondoliers. We'll give you 4 marks for that. And Tim and Willie, will you sing Tutti Frutti to the tune of Secret Love? Well, according to audience reaction, you take the lead there with 10 marks, and we go on to the point in the programme where I introduce a round that's played, in fact, at the end of the programme, in order to give the teams time to think of silly names for people arriving at the politician's ball. Once again, that occasion was suggested to us by Reverend Arnold Page of Castle Carey in Somerset, and he's once again sent us a couple of suggestions which will have to be matched by the team at the end of the programme. Here's our Senator and Mrs. Lees P. King and their son Frank Lees P. King, and Governor and Mrs. Garkey and their son Ollie Garkey.
Deep rocking is imminent.
I think he's very good.
Now, the team is going to make up a poem, and each team member must keep going until I press this buzzer, which goes like this, and then a member of the opposite team must take over. This goes on until we reach our artistic, natural conclusion, or the whole thing falls apart at the seams. And I'm going to start now with William Rushton, and the first line of your poem is, "He pulled against the running tide, the oars squeaked in the rowlocks."
Can I write to my mother, please?
No, Willie. He recently translated into Chinese the collected works of Jollocks. The tale of a famous huntsman who, clad in hunting pink, would seem totally irrelevant and quite boring to a chink. However, there he was, in his tiny boat, setting out to sea.
Good heavens, what is that? He cried. There ahead of me, it is a monster rising up from out the waves, so flecked Oh, God, he cried. I've done a rhyme, and now this boy I've wrecked. But I will think of a rhyme for Flex. I will think of one, cried he. Fleck, Fleck.
In the boat he went, the storm went down. Ha ha ha! The boat it crept. In pieces 1 and 2. He sounded like an animal who lives in London Zoo. An elephant. Oh, 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 oh! Is the animal of which I speak.
It sounds like a cock elephant. No, I heard one last week. And so to London Zoo he rode, up the Regent's Canal. And there upon the bank, there upon the bank, he spied a very good old pal, a-riding of his bike. He was a-riding to the zoo.
He had an urge to contemplate both ends of a new. He thought that something interesting might leap into his mind, and so he started at the front as opposed to behind. This being the more savoury view of the two, a fact he knew so well.
He said this is a fruitless task. Oh, cock elephant, go to hell. I have more interesting things to do. I'll go and look at my stamps that I
Can say to somebody, stamps,
yes.
I have got the cramps. I've got the cramps, I'll tell you why, a minute or two from now. When I have thought of something else than you silly old cow. I will tell you why, and this is why I'll tell you so, 'tis true. I've got a house that's pink and white, and it is also blue. Blue, you say? What has this to do with the story we've been telling?
Thanks. Nothing at all. Back to the zoo, he hurried, loudly yelling, "Oh, keeper, tell me of the new, the front or back to choose."
I was thinking of translating it into ancient Greek, but I've gone back on the booze. I tried my ancient Greek last night on an aging bartender
who didn't seem to like it at all. But the barmaid, who was slender, said, "I like Greek. I always have." And in my spare hours here, I translate iambic pentameters while I...
Means I'm only here for the beer.
That's a minor classic, I think. This next round is called Thumbnail Sketches, and I'm going to give each team the name of a well-known person, and I want them to go on about that person for 30 seconds. Marks will be given for any new information about the person, and you'll be responsible for your own legal fees. Right, now we'll start with Barry and Graeme. Will you talk for 30 seconds on Virginia Woolf?
Virginia Woolf, right. Yes, she was a lady. And wrote books. One of them was called The Lighthouse, and the rest of them weren't. She was born just outside Cheadle in Cheshire, which was a great surprise to her mother, who was in Manchester at the time.
Contrary to popular rumour, which claims she was born just outside Wedlock village in Yorkshire, she was a solicitor for several years, but the fines proved exorbitant. And she made her first television appearance. No, but this is the Virginia Woolf we're talking about. In 1954, when she did in fact beat Mick McManus by 2 falls and a submission in the 5th round.
The other Virginia Woolf you're thinking of, we finished talking about some time ago.
Okay. 6 points in there, and we go quick as a flash to Tim and Willie, who are going to talk for 30 seconds on Davy Crockett.
David Crockett was a well-known hat maker.
Yes, he wore a coon skin hat.
Yes.
Or sometimes he'd just slip the middle of a beaver and just clap it on his head. he died at the Alamo under rather tragic circumstances.
The coon wasn't happy about the skin.
He wrestled with a bear, thinking possibly turning that into an enormous hat. He stood for Parliament, not for Parliament, he went to Washington.
He stood for the Queen.
He had a very, very boring song written about him by Walt Disney.
Yes. Other well-known facts about him. that
He died at the Alamo again.
Yes,
later.
yeah, that's probably one of the
in
best.
another film starring John Wayne, as opposed to one with Fess Parker, who died rather better.
Now, Mr. Still Barry and Graeme, that with that round, Tim and Willie have gone into the lead by 17 points. And we come to the round which is called Bedtime Story. For this round, I want one of the members of a team to make up a bedtime story. From time to time, he'll give his partner a signal for a suitable sound effect to reinforce the dramatic effect of the narrative. Well, for extra excitement, the person doing the effects will be wearing headphones with music playing to prevent him from hearing the story. Tim, will you start the story? And I want your story to be about a deaf owl in a far-off land.
This story takes place in Scotland, this far-off land, where on the 14th of July every year, Gordon McHamish would go out onto the moors and he would cry, which would frighten the villagers. Suddenly, there came towards him this creature that was making this noise. It was indeed his mother, who was loony at the time. And she would cry, "Hamish," she'd cry, "Hamish, whatever you do, don't go near the railway station." But of course, Hamish, being a stupid lad, went down and he waited for the train. And as the train came, he could hear it in the distance coming round the corner. And the train went,
I've run out of implements.
That is why this story is interesting. There was an owl, you see, who was deaf, and because it was deaf, instead of going to it to woo, it always used to go,
Here you stars your eyes.
So I thought the way those two worked together was positively uncanny, and they haven't finished yet. Now, Barry and Graeme, who's going to tell the story?
I am. Graeme's going to do
Graeme's
it.
coming out in the front, and while he's doing that, Barry, I'll tell you that your story must be about a mouse and an elephant on a desert island.
Mouse and elephant on
A
desert
mouse and an elephant on a desert island. There you go, Barry.
Monty Mouse lived on a desert island with an elephant. Monty and the elephant were great friends, and Monty's great joy was when they'd wake up in the morning and the elephant would look over at him and go, "There's something different about you," said Monty. One day, they found some footprints in the sand. "Good heavens," said Monty. "I thought we were alone on the island. Do you think there's a life-size replica of Percy Edwards on the island with us?" "Not at all. I think it must be Man Friday." And sure enough, behind the palm tree, they heard a sudden sound. "No, it must be Saturday," he said. "Because I always used to listen to Brands Hatch on the radio, and suddenly from the radio they heard, Jack DeManio's snapped again," said Monty. So they turned the radio off and ran round the back of the tree, and there was Man Friday. "Hello there," he said. "Come and have a meal with us. Let us have some sausages in a frying pan." So they tossed them in the frying pan, and the sausages fizzed and crackled and went... They were, of course, bangers.
Very good. I enjoyed that. Lots of lovely marks all round. We go on to the next round. It's called Initials, and this is a round which was sent in by a listener, by Lynn Anderson of Old Coulsdon, Surrey. And this is an entertaining one. I'm going to read each team some abbreviations, and they must tell me what they think each stands for. These are, in fact, initials. I'm going to start now with you, Graeme and Barry. Your initials are B-E-F. B-E-F, but I must tell you that this is not capital initials, it's small initials.
The little British Expeditionary Force. It's the Keep the E Out of Beef campaign.
No,
British egg fanciers, no. Small eggs. Bolivian etymologists. Yes.
Fancy.
I'll give you a clue as you're lagging by 74 marks. It is an instruction that you see on a packet.
Oh, open before March the 3rd, and the rest has been torn off. It's just...
Point.
I don't think you're going to get this.
Small B, yes.
Edible
Yes.
foodstuffs. B.
The instruction is blunt end first.
That's what I meant. That's what I said.
Right, Tim and Willie, your one is...
On foodstuffs?
I didn't say foodstuffs, I just said a packet. Oh, your one, Tim and Willie, is D-O-R...
That's blunt end first on Irish deodorants.
Right, Tim and Willie, your one is D-O-R-I-S.
Oh. That's a misprint.
Met her in the pub before, didn't we? D-O-R-I-S, as in Doris, is it?
Exactly.
Doris owes Rushton 1 shilling.
I'm going to give you that one. Not the shilling, the mark. It is, in fact, direct order recording and invoicing system. Isn't that exciting? So exciting that we'll rush on to the next round. And this one's sound charades. We've played this before, and lo and behold, we're going to play it again. One team has to make noises, and the other team must guess what they mean. The audience are let into the secret and can help by applauding when they're getting warmer and doing the other thing when they're not. And you at home will hear the secret too by means of our mystery voice. Let me ask you, Barry and Graeme, first. Is this a film or a play or a book or whatever?
This is a Christmas carol.
A Christmas carol. Our audience will be showing it on the board.
And the carol is The Holly and the Ivy. The Holly and the Ivy.
How many words?
5.
5?
5.
The Holly and the Ivy.
So far, so good.
I cannot understand.
Now you try and guess what we were going to do.
Okay, so it's basically... Oh, Stanley.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, that was good. I can't understand how you took 45 seconds to get that, but still. Now, Tim and Willie, what is yours? A play or a film or what?
It's a film,
A film.
and it's got 3 words.
And Tim and Willie's is Day for Night. Day for Night.
Right, hope you've heard, at home have heard it by our mystery voice.
We're going to do all 3 words at once, if we may.
Okay.
How are you going to do Gatsby?
Oh, you guessed, Ron. Okay, Willie. Sir Alec, Doris is here. Would you like it again? We'll do another version if that's more difficult. All right. Willie. Sir Alec, Doris is here. For you. And we got another one. Wake up, Sir Lancelot.
Night. Night and day.
So near. Night and the Ivy.
No.
You got it. Right. You got it.
No, you didn't. No.
Now, they're singing Night and Day at the moment, which is another round altogether.
Day and night. Day for night.
Day 4.
You said?
Day for night.
Day for Night, yes. Okay, let's go on to the blues now. In this round, as you all know, each team gives the other a topic for a blues, which they must then improvise, accompanied by Dave Lee at the piano, and Graeme and Barry are going to start by giving a topic to Tim and Willie.
Yes, we're going to give them the News Vendors Blues. News Vendor.
Brand new dress. What a bloody mess.
7.5 bar blues.
Okay, so Tim and Willie, it's for you to give Graeme and Barry their topic.
Mother-in-law blues.
Woke up this morning, saw 2 dogs fighting in a sack. In a sack, in a sack. Then I realized that it was just my mother-in-law, as seen from the back. I want to say she's fat, boy. You better believe when she walks down the street, all the weighing machines leap back into the chemist shop. And that's a fact.
Right, well, I'd better tell you before we go on to the next round that leaves the score in quite an interesting position with Willie and Tim 108 and Barry and Graeme 801. Or vice versa. Now we go to the point where I sort of back out of the proceedings and leave the teams to give their announcements for the arrivals at the Politicians' Ball.
Pray wave something tasteful. I will. For Mr. and Mrs. Secretary and their long-haired son, Furry Ian Secretary.
Mr. and Mrs. the Exchequer, and their rather dodgy daughter, Chauncey Laura the Exchequer.
I'd like to welcome, please, Mr. and Mrs. Stir of Agriculture and Fisheries, and their daughter, Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries.
From Glasgow, well, you know, we give in for Mr. and Mrs. Sack and their son, Woolsack.
Will you welcome, please, Mr. Patrick Entry Debate, and his Pa Liam Entry Debate.
Exchanging a joke in the corner, Mr. and Mrs. Dingvoter and their daughter, Flo.
Mr. and Mrs. Hicks, their daughter, Polly.
Stand back!
I'm standing back.
Well,
Mr. and Mrs. Churls and their evil, piratical son, Black Ben Churls.
And over from France is the Marquis de Sade and the party whips.
Mr. and Mrs. Festo and their son, Party Manny.
Festo.
And from Germany, please, no hard feelings. Herr and Frau Ard and their son, Hans.
A moment of decency. Mr. and Mrs. the old member for Epping North, shut up, and their son Will, the old member for Epping North, shut up.
At that point, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of the programme with Barry and Graeme so far in the lead that I doubt whether Willie and Tim could
Mr. and Mrs. Mandering and their son, Jerry.
And her friend, Sybil Service.
Well, you'd be surprised to learn that Willie and Tim didn't catch up.
And their friend, anarchist. Not a very good friend.
And that won't do them any good either.
And Ricky with the first results, and their son, Billy Ricky with the first results.
So that's it, ladies and gentlemen, until next week when we'll all be with you again. Goodbye now.
At the piano is Leon Cohen, and your chairman is Humphrey Lyttelton.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Those taking part are Tim Brooke-Taylor and Willie Rushton. And they'll be issuing a number of unlikely challenges to Barry Cryer and Graeme Garden. And I'm in the chair because there's no room on the table. The first round is called... In order to get the game off to a turgid start, we have a round called Sound Charades. One team has to make noises and the other team must guess what they mean. The audience are let into the secret and can help by applauding when they're getting warmer. On the other hand, they can help even more by shutting up. Now, people to make the noises are Tim Brooke-Taylor and Willie Rushton. And there'll be a pause now while somebody shows the audience what this charade is, and a voice will tell those of you...
And Tim and Willie's charade is a walk in the Black Forest. A walk in the Black Forest.
Easy.
Tim and Willie, now what is that? Is this a
It's obviously something different than we thought it was. It's a piece of music.
Piece of music. Okay, does that satisfy you, Barry and Graeme? You've got the answer straight away, have you? Would you like them to make their noises?
First.
Yes.
Are you how many parts are you doing it in?
We're doing it all together.
All together.
All together. And do you want to know how many words there are on the...
Yes.
Damn.
6?
But some are unimportant.
You said of 6.
Okay, it's all going... Okay, here we go. Well, it's a lovely day, isn't it? Let's step out a bit. Yes, listen to the birds tweeting. Tweet, tweet! Oh, and just listen to the trees whispering.
It's a fine thing.
Graeme, I want you to be very careful.
Barry's got it.
Little of what you fancy does you good is too... No, too many letters.
It must be a walk in the coloured forest.
Nearly.
There's a lukewarm hint.
A walk in the immigrant forest.
Walk in the emergent nations forest. No, we're getting to it. Getting to it.
It's probably a walk in the Black Forest, isn't it?
Oh, yeah!
You scored 2 points for that, because it says that I've got to give you 2 points here. And Barry and Graeme, it's your turn to make the noises, and Tim and Willie, it's your turn to guess what they represent. Once again, the audience will be shown.
Barry and Graeme's charade is Anthony Wedgwood Benn. Anthony Wedgwood Benn.
Barry and Graeme, is this a work of fiction or what?
There are 2 theories on this. No, it's not a work of fiction. It's a work of fact. A work of God, of fact. It's a person. It's a person.
A person, right? That gives you, that narrows it down a bit.
How many letters? Words.
3 words.
3 words.
And we'll do them one by one in the right order.
Right, start now.
Starting with Graeme.
Knees! Don't talk to me about knees. Can't stand knees. Knees are out. Oh.
Part 2. What's that under your bed?
Oh, that's...
Good Lord, that must be worth a fortune.
And incidentally, get out of my bed. I just said that for effect. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom.
Edgar Allan Poe.
Not necessarily in that order.
Edgar Poe Allen,
yes.
Knees, Jerry Ben.
Knees, Jerry Ben. Anthony Wedgwood Ben, I dare say.
Can you explain how you arrived at that conclusion?
I don't know, he's a work...
Barry and Graeme, I'm only going to give you 1 mark for that, because they took longer to guess it, but you took longer to do it. This is where I introduce a round that's played at the end of the programme. I want to give the teams time to think through the programme of silly names for people arriving at the Publican's Ball. Publican's Ball. So start thinking teams, because you won't need to think in any of these other rounds. This one's the blues, familiar round to all our listener. And, we have Leon on the piano to provide the accompaniment to this. Each team will give the other team the topic for a blues, which they must then improvise. And Barry and Graeme will give a topic, please, to Tim and Willie.
We'd like to give you the Private Army Blues.
Look, lads, I shouted, we're the Johnnies. We're going to make Britain great again. Oh, yes, we are. Plan of action for today. 1. We're going to stick a bayonet right up Anthony Wedgwood.
Nothing personal,
okay,
Tony.
Very good.
And, you might notice this coming.
Tim and Willie, will you give a topic now to Barry and Graeme?
Sugar rationing.
Very sure.
Cup of tea. Cup of tea. A cup of tea. No, that's my say. I said, no sugar. Woman, what you doing to me? What you doing to me? Well, she said, do you want some honey? I said, sure do, honey, but after I've had this cup of tea.
Yes, Barry and Graeme, congratulations. That puts you just in the lead. We go on to a round which is called New Words, for the simple reason this is a new round which we haven't played before. And for this round I'm going to give each of you a word which you must then use in a sentence to demonstrate its meaning. The members of the opposing team can challenge if they disagree and give the real meaning if they can. And marks will be awarded only if I remember to write them down. Barry, I'll start with you. And your word is burle, B-I-R-L-E.
My wife said she'd always loved Ives. I thought she meant saint, but found she meant burl.
Ingenious.
Well, I'm told he enjoys being a burl.
No, to burle means to carouse.
Oh, it's a verb?
Yes.
Ah.
Yes. You didn't want me to tell you that, did you?
No.
It's more fun if I don't. Right. Now then, Willie, your word is blad, B-L-A-D. And as we didn't tell...
The first Chinese Western was Glad Day at Brack Rock. Brack Rock, actually, to be totally accurate.
Don't be totally
accurate. Close to it, actually. Actually, I'll tell you the meaning. It means to step heavily, to blad, as you knew.
As I suggested.
At Brack Rock. Graeme, it's your word now. Engrail, E-N-G-R-A-I-L. Engrail.
It's North Country dialect.
Well, can you give us a sentence?
Which is an elision of the words and great, sort of thing, as if you were saying and great Britain. As in Eddie Waring.
Well, Engrail Britain is very nice.
Oh, bare face is the word for that. But anyway, Tim and Willie, any improvements on that?
No, I can't do Eddie Waring at all. Can you? Eddie Waring.
Can't you do somebody else?
Well, we could improve on him. No, I'd have thought that was correct.
Well, actually, engrail, I'll tell you what it means. It means to render prickly. To render prickly.
Yes.
And Tim, your word, and if you write this one down, because it's a bit complicated. Sorry. me hay fever. Zaptieh. Z-A-P-T-I-E-H.
He sank to his knees shouting, "My Zaptiehs are frozen." On the other hand...
Elaborating, I mean, can you elaborate on that a bit? I mean, its meaning as Zaptieh is a what?
It's a sort of...
Go on, son.
sort of basket you play...
not any double
play
meanings.
Zaptiola with.
That's a blast.
It's a sort of Zaptieh. Tarara Zaptieh.
Well, you're getting closer all the time.
Zaptieh. T-A. Good night.
I know.
Very nice.
I know it, Humphrey, you see, I know it, because it's Czechoslovakian for shooting stick. I'm sorry, I'm declaring my interest in this. I do know that it is Czechoslovakian for shooting stick.
Well...
It's onomatopoeic in a way, because you ram it into the ground and then sit on it, and it's a sort of zap. Hey! The Czechs are notorious for inserting them in the ground the wrong way round, you see. They get the point in the end.
I'm going to give you 10 points for that, Barry, because you're so close. You're only a few hundred miles out on that one. It's a Turkish policeman. Right. But now we go on to the next round. Incidentally, people write into this program and complain that they've added up the score with me and they find that my addition is wrong. And they complain that I'm cheating and not keeping the right score. I'd like to say that I find that incredible. This round is called, it's a musical round, this one. The musical round is called opera. And I want you to sing a snatch of grand opera, or indeed any other kind of opera, from a selected passage. And we're going to start this time with Barry and Graeme. Barry and Graeme, we want you to sing a passage from the Stock Market Report.
The pace of yesterday's advance in London stock markets proved too hot to be maintained today, and generally irregular conditions developed after a firm opening.
Associated Portland Cement advanced 8 pence to 434.
Reconstruction, however, were depressed by their interim report and felt
Many engineering shares made further progress.
With Alfred Herbert again higher.
Alfred Herbert again higher.
In the coming year, raised Alfred Herbert.
No wonder shares are going through the floor. Anyway, Barry and Graeme, very, very good. Tim and Willie, your libretto is from the shipping forecast. Would like to say to anybody out on the ocean who is listening to this is only a game, and this is taken from a shipping forecast of several years ago.
And now, here is the shipping forecast issued by the Meteorological Office at 1710 British summertime. Winds slowly east across western and northern. See, I forgot the rest of the tune. And now the area forecasts for the next 24 hours. Southwesterly for increasing 6. With the fog patches, rain at times later. Irish Sea. Irish Sea. Yes. Irish Sea. Certainly 3, increase in 5 or 6 periods. Fair Isle.
Oh.
Faroes.
Oh, Faroes. The lake 5, increasing 6. No, I sing locally poor.
Rocco!
Oh, thank you very much.
Well, if you've tuned in the middle of this programme, you must be absolutely flabbergasted. That brings the score to Tim and Willie 82, Barry and Graeme 28. And we come to an ever-popular round, which is the ad-lib poem. The team's going to make...
with us.
The team, you know you love it. The teams are going to make up a poem. Each team member must keep going until I press the buzzer, which sounds like that. It's a good buzzer, I must say. And then they've switched it on me. Then a member of the opposing team must take over. This goes on until the natural artistic conclusion is reached, or until I find my buzzer. The first line of your poem is this. Now, will you take it down? Give over, do, oh, please leave off. You're going to drive me crackers. We're going to ask Tim Brooke-Taylor to start.
Oh, good. Excellent.
I shall be awarding the marks for poetic feeling and sensitivity and a complete total absence of rude words.
Give over, do please leave off. You're going to drive me crackers. I'd like to say another thing. More interesting, I'm sure.
I wish you would. Will you take up on that, Barry?
That though I may be honest, sir, at heart, I know I'm poor. But gold and riches, what are they? And money in your purse. As I go through life's pageant, I know it might get worse, and yet a smile is in my heart. Because pennies aren't all that. And Benny's sensitive about it. But still, I doff my hat to them who say, to them who say, oh, away with gold. It's what's in your heart that counts.
Willie.
As long as someone gives you gold in very large amounts. I must admit, I hate to say, my financial acumen is not entirely sound. I could say that again. My financial acumen is not entirely sound.
It's not. And once more I'll repeat. The soundness of my acumen, finance-wise, leaves a lot to be meet. I should have said, as you will note, met there instead of meat.
But I've got a mouthful of dripping hot wet peat. Now, Pete was none too happy about this situation.
Steady was a kindly lad, and said, without irritation, nay, nay, I'll tell. Nay, 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 nay. I'll say it yet again. Nay, 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 nay.
She said, let's get to the point. Enough of all this prevarication. The meter's gone.
Prevarication.
Prevarication, yes, he did indeed.
The meter's gone. I'll take the train, in spite of the electrification. For they've electrified the line. The coach and carriages too. And if you step inside one, you'll quite soon reach Waterloo. Not Waterloo, I cried at once. My hand, it smote my brow.
I thought that was where Wellington stood on the golden prow. 'Twas Nelson on the prow, I cried, because I'm a learned lad. I've had an education. I've learnt what is what, and that, and had. I asked this surly youth, what do you mean, young fella?
He said, I'll tell you now, sir. And to you, madam, to me, I will tell her. What I did mean earlier on, when Tim was striving for a rhyme, was I could give him one, you see, but I didn't have the time.
I could have had the time. I could have had the stature, if only as a lad I'd chanced upon Mrs. Thatcher.
Well, I know no better artistic conclusion than Mrs. Thatcher, so we'll go on now to the round where I have a well-deserved kip, while the teams give their announcements for the late arrivals at the publican's ball. And anybody can start who likes to.
Striding through the door, and not a moment too soon, Mr. and Mrs. Tonic and their lovely daughter, Jean Ann Tonic.
Please welcome, from London, the Bitter family. That's Arthur Bitter. And his meek daughter, Mild Ann Bitter.
Admire their boldness. Camp Barry and his caustic friend, Dry Ginger.
And a warm welcome, please, all the way from sunny Italy. The Teeny family, Mr. and Mrs. Teeny, and their lovable mother, sweet Ma Teeny.
All the way from Scotland now, two very close friends, known to their intimates as the Gay Gordons, but known to us. Angus Durabitters, his very close friend, Huey Dram.
And also from the heather-clad Highlands, welcome, Mr. and Mrs. Twisky. And their lovely daughter, Moll Twisky. And while you're at it, yes, the Port family. Tony Port and his wonderful elderly sister, fine old Ruby.
Jack Daniels and his wife, Cherry BB Daniels.
Mr. and Mrs. Attick and their son, Titus Attick. There's another version of it. Speaking of the lovable nuts we meet in pubs all over the land, will you welcome all the way from Italy, Signor and Signora Ascio, and drunken son, Giovanni.
Not to mention Mr. and Mrs. Rowlwater and their daughter, Minnie Rowlwater. And from Greece, O.
Who's O?
Correct.
Those enthusiastic clairvoyants, Mr. and Mrs. Drysherry, and their medium Drysherry.
From Sweden! Oh, sorry. Rush in the doorway there. But in the lead from Sweden, Mr. and Mrs. Tortoise, please. And their son, Lars. Tortoise, please. And Bloody Mary.
Free soft drinks only, because the other stuff's playing hell with the flock wallpaper. Dan DeLon and his bird, Ock.
Ladies and gentlemen, that brings the score. That brings the...
From la belle Paris.
Oh, hey, welcome.
Hello. Monsieur and Madame En Rouge, and a son educated in Scotland, Mac En Rouge.
Ladies and gentlemen, I was going to say a few minutes ago that brings the score to an interesting point, but I've actually lost interest.
Rekindle your interest, if you please. Raise your glasses. For Mr. and Mrs. Knees Pale. And their son, Watt.
Ladies and gentlemen, that does bring us right up to the end of the programme now, and as I said, very interesting score, and join us again next week for some more fun and games from the teams, and from me, goodbye. Hello, well, first of all, let me introduce the curious assemblage, who will hereinafter be referred to as the teams. On the one hand, Tim Brooke-Taylor and Willie Rushton. And on the other hand, Barry Cryer and Graeme Garden. They'll be competing for points, which I shall award or not, as the case may be. The first round is called Censored Songs. I'm going to ask each of you to sing a song, and during the song it will be your task to censor, by means of a buzzer, any words considered by you to be likely to outrage public decency or frighten the horses. So, fingers on the do-it-yourself Mary Whitehouse kit, and away we go. Barry, I'm going to ask you to start with a touch of the wartime nostalgia.
We'll again, don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll again some sunny day. Keep through, just like you always do, till the blue skies drive the dark clouds far away. So will you please, to the folks that I tell them I won't be long, they'll be happy to know that as you saw me, I was. We'll again, don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll again some sunny day.
Very good. I prefer that, in fact, to the original. Willie Rushton now, something from the Fred Astaire songbook, I believe.
The best things happen when you're... things you would not do at home come naturally on the floor. For soon becomes when you hold it in your arms and you've never before. Even guys with two left, right, if the girl is sweet, and if by chance there should smile, proving that the best things happen when you...
Fine, well that puts Barry and Graeme in the lead, but Willie and Tim have more marks. This is where I introduce a round that's played at the end of the programme in order to give the teams time to think of silly names for people arriving at the teacher's ball. We've had that suggestion for an occasion sent in by the Reverend Arnold Page, and just to keep the team on their toes, he sent a couple of suggestions in himself. Mr. and Mrs. Thmetic and their son Arithmetic, and Mr. and Mrs. Dent Romance and their son Student Romance. We shall see how you fare at the end of the programme. Now, tag wrestling. In this round, I'm going to give each team the payoff of a story, and I shall then start one of you off telling a story to fit your punchline. And then when I feel like it, I shall press my buzzer, which goes like that, and a member from the opposing team will have to take up that story, but make it fit his punchline. Now, Tim and Willie, your punchline is, and I'll give it to you slowly so you can write it down. So the hedgehog pounced, and custard flooded the brewery. So the hedgehog pounced and custard flooded the brewery. Have you got that?
Yes.
Barry and Graeme, yours coming up. The choir boy went peep, peep, but the cactus wobbled as they sat. Sat.
As they sat.
As they sat. Right. Now, to start off, as I gave you yours first, and you've had a bit of time to think, Tim Brooke-Taylor, start us off.
Chief Inspector Hodgkinson, known as the Hedgehog at the Yard, was strolling along outside Buckingham Palace when he suddenly heard sounds of merriment. It was the young prince's birthday party going on. Now, the young prince, as we all know, is called Prince Andrew. Oh.
Graeme Garden.
Prince Andrew is, in fact, a member of the local choir, the Buckingham Palace choirs, and is known as a choir boy. Prince Andrew was deeply upset to learn of the recent demise of Hedgehog of the Yard, as he knew him, and attended the funeral. And shortly after that, went on a tour of America.
Over to Willie Rushton.
Where indeed? They went to Milwaukee, where brewers, it was quite precisely, it was during Prohibition. The brewers, quite naturally, in those days, turned to producing various forms of other liquid, which they could make with the same vats, like steaming implements. Viz, for instance, custard, which is where the mystery comes up.
Barry Cryer?
An interesting sidelight, but that's having nothing to do with this story. They did, in fact, They were taken out, in fact, on a day excursion to the desert, and Prince Andrew, known, of course, as the choir boy, was invited to sing with the rest of the choir in the desert. Now, there's a quaint old tradition in the Mojave Desert, among the Indians of the Mojave Desert, a cry of peep, peep, to try.
Tim.
Which they make when they wish to go for a short holiday. While on holiday, one of these Indians happened to get the film rights of a British film about an ex-Scotland Yard man called a hedgehog, but it had to be set in America, of course, for the American audience. Where better than Milwaukee, where the brewers produce custard. So the film starts.
I have this great idea, boss. Cactus custard.
Tell me all about it, as soon as these choir boys have left the room, said the boss of the brewery. They are about to demonstrate the strange cry of the Indians of the Mojave Desert.
Indian choir boys are being wholly irrelevant to the film. The producer said we cannot have more of this, but I do like the inspector. He is excellent. I like the references to prohibition. Those we will keep in. And the custard, it makes for a wonderful denouement. I can almost imagine a denouement now with the inspector.
Suddenly, the head of the studio walked in. I have my own ideas on this story. We build up to a climax in the desert, where you have this lone choir boy in the rays of the setting sun.
What am I talking about, he said. I'm having one of my fits again. What I meant to say was the final denouement of this is when the brewery must be destroyed. Oh, the hedge.
And the choir boy, played by Doris Day, comes in with a motor horn and finds this cactus, and then for no reason at all, this is the best part of the movie.
Doris Day could play the inspector. That isn't bad, said the producer. Or indeed, she could play the custard with Howard Keel. Howard Keel possibly doing the brewery number. Now, there's this huge final scene with the Busby Berkeley. It's always the brewery. There's the yellowness of the custard spreading around. And there's the magnificent final scene with Hedgehog, in all his glory,
suddenly observes the ancient custom of cactus sitting, taking place before him across the floor.
Turned round in a wild moment, the hedgehog turned round. And he turned round again. He was getting dizzy. At this moment, he decided to destroy the brewery, and the hedgehog pounced, and custard flooded the brewery.
Excellent. I'll give you the score later when I've had time to recover from that round. And we go on to the next round, which is the musical story, which is one that we've had before. In this round, Dave Lee will play a tune, and one of you must start a story relating to the title or mood of that song. And at a signal, Dave will then change the tune, and a member of the opposite team will take up the story, but fitting it to the new tune. Do you all understand that perfectly?
No.
Right. And Barry, we'll start with you. So listen to your tune from Dave Lee.
It was during Vespers that Cyril realised that he didn't want to be a choir boy, but in fact a chief inspector at Scotland Yard. He ran down the aisle, his young feet clattering upon the ancient stone. "Where are you going?" they all cried. "I'm going to Scotland Yard," he cried, and rushed down to the station, across the platform, and boarded a train to Willie.
To the offices of Bryant and May. Little-known theatrical impresarios. He said, "Don't waste your time, boy," they said. Going into the police business, he said, "You're not large enough, and you haven't got the knees for it." He said, "Look, go into show business, and with a voice like yours, you could go to..."
Graeme Garden.
You could go to have piano lessons. There's a very good man, plays on Sundays down the old Woollen Bush. You go and see him, he'll set you up. "Thank you very much," said the choir boy, whose name had escaped everybody's mind. Cyril. And off Cyril went. Now, the old Woollen Bush was a real rumbustious old pub with people swilling beer, and sipping gins, and there in the corner he spied...
Tim Brooke-Taylor, will you wind up the story with this one?
Certainly. 3 blind mice. At that moment, 4 pink elephants emerged from a doorway.
5 bats that shrieked, "Harold Wilson for king." At that moment, we all woke up, and it was a happy end.
Well, all of you who've been following this game so far will be wanting to know what the score is. Graeme and Barry 1. Willie and Tim in the lead by quite a margin, 1.5. And we go on to a game that's called Word for Word. In this round, one of the members of the team says a word, and his partner must say another word totally unconnected with the first, and so on. The other team may challenge and try and prove a connection. They have buzzers, and as soon as they buzz the buzzers, I will ask them to prove the connection. I'm going to start now with you, Willie Rushton. My first word for you is braces.
Horse meat.
Alarm clock.
Ashtray.
Red light.
Blowing red end.
A challenge from Barry
ashtray.
Crump.
Blowing red end of cigarette ashtray, red light ashtray. Really.
Very clever. Very good.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
I think I'll give you that one. Now then, it's you to start then, Graeme Garden, with the word mug.
Perambulator.
Challenge from, I didn't clear my brother. Who was that challenge? Was that Tim?
They rhyme in Chinese.
Sideways.
You're right as far as Chinese spelling is concerned, but in point of fact, the pronunciation is different. So I'm not going to
Thank you.
allow.
Just want to say that.
Will you? What did you get? How far did you get? Perambulator. Start with that one, then.
So it's Graeme again, is it?
Yes.
With another word?
I'll give you another word. Yes, grope.
Light.
Theodolite. Microphone. Shoelace. Artichoke.
Knee. Pentecost.
What?
Spinach. I'm watching.
Drama. Arrow.
Challenge there from Willie.
Drama and arrows, westerns, that sort of thing. It's not funny.
Yes, I'll allow that one. You did go down.
There's got to be something called Flaming Arrow with Elvis Presley or something.
Good challenge.
Thought we'd slip that one past.
I will start, Tim, it's over to you now, and your word is sordid.
Is it? Oh, I see. Willie Rushton. It's 2 words. Rushton.
Vestibule.
Exit.
Mousetrap.
Graeme,
I
challenge.
think vestibule and exit have something in common.
I would have thought so.
You go in through them both.
Not in my book.
If you go in
I
through
haven't
them
read
both,
your book.
if you go in through them both, it can't have anything to do with an exit, can it? So
we carry on.
Willie
Right about the
Rushton,
exit.
started off again with the word tape.
Archbishop.
Microphone.
Worm.
Hole.
Graeme, I think I'll award it without listening to your words.
Archbishop and microphone. Or indeed worm and hole.
Yes.
Yes, yes. So,
Can you say any more there, really?
right, Barry, will you start off for your team? This will be the last one now. And it's the word tip.
Pardon?
Thank you, Tim.
T-I-P, tip.
Meteorite. Meteorite after the show. What did you say? Meteorite.
Yes, so
Wig.
you.
Wig, off the top of my head. Hair, bit under the arm.
Tim, you challenge.
Bell.
I hoped you wouldn't do.
Wig and hair.
I won't allow that one because it was H-A-R-E, wasn't it?
Yes, of course it was, yes.
Right, will you start very quickly then with tin opener?
Man.
Tinned man, which is very popular in certain parts of Africa.
Very good. Right. Well, that alters the score considerably. Now we go on to ad-lib. Round which is called ad-lib poem. The teams are going to make up a poem. Each team member must keep going until I press the buzzer, which I'll do whenever I like, and then a member of the opposing team must take over. This goes on until the natural artistic conclusion is reached or until I simply can't stand it anymore. The first line of your poem is, and I'm going to ask Graeme Garden to start the poem off. And your first line, Graeme, is, so off I set with bated breath to luncheon at the vicar's.
So off I set with bated breath to luncheon at the vicar's. And I must say that I did hope my wife would bring her tickers, her 2 alarm clocks that she wore upon each wrist each day. And every time when she got up, Each morning I would say, "By God, surely thou not going to wear 2 clocks again?" "Oh, yes," she said.
It is extremely fashionable and reminds me I'm not dead. Because living with you is extremely boring. Because all you do constantly is talk about the flooring. I know you never wanted to go into the church.
Barry.
And if you do, you leave me in the lurch. By now I am demented, I am deranged, for I have realized the meter it has changed. But still I spoke to her as we both quaffed a cup of tea. I said to her, my love, are you glad to be wed to me? There is one thing I must say, lad, she said, with great regret.
I want a great big furry thing. You'd call it a big great pet. He said, is that what I'd call it, love? She said, you would, I trow. She said, you mean a pig, or even possibly a sow? She said, he said, I forget which now.
It doesn't matter much. But if you want to have a sow, then I must build a hutch. But sows, my dear, my wife explained, they live inside a sty.
Oh, said the vicar, me, oh my, I'll get the meter right, oh my. What I could do for your pet, my dear, my duck, my dove, is tear all the flooring up and build something to put up above these amazing animals that you are collecting once a week.
Stand is a vicar who cannot speak. Cannot speak, the vicar said. Cannot speak, nay, nay.
At least I heard that's what he did. From an old poacher man. He lived on yonder hill, he did. And he had a frying pan. And in that pan he'd cook and cook. And things you've never heard.
One day, I'll tell you, and it's true, I saw him cook a bird. There's nothing wrong with that, my dear, the vicar then replied. My dear, I said, why don't you wash your tongue? Then I saying that I saw this poacher man bird. When they heard cooking birds,
In certain positions, right, sir. Why not cook choir boy? He'd be tasty. Go, I'll think again, I think I've been hasty. He said, and I don't think, why don't we cook the sow? And the vicar said, oh, that's very well, but... Oh.
Very good. We'll leave that question hanging. Now to the blues. And for this round, each team will give the other a topic for a blues, which they... Sally and Graeme, will you...
Come dancing, but didn't like to look a fool.
So I took myself round.
Oh, yeah.
To the Lionel Blair dancing school.
Ah, sure you did, yeah. He said, what are your qualifications, Ducky?
I said, I've got 24,000 sequins and 14 yards of tulle.
Oh, no.
I should have told you at the beginning of that round that I'm asked to mark this one for wit, cleanliness and brevity.
Good night, all. And lack of
Anyway,
dressmaking
Tim and
jokes.
Willie, it's your turn to give a subject, please, to Barry and Graeme.
The Crufts dog show. Crufts.
I woke up this morning, took my dog along to Crufts. Yes, I did. He was molded badly. Molded badly was his fur was coming out in great big tubs. Great big tubs. Great big tubs. And one boy, he had a speech impediment. Instead of barking, he used to go ruffs, ruffs, ruffs.
Thank you, Sonny Terry and Brownie McGee. This is the point of the program where I go home so that I can miss your announcements of the arrivals at the teachers' ball. So as soon as you've thought of one, start it off, and I'll be back later.
Mr. and Mrs. Mattix and their rather posh daughter, Martha Mattix. Oh, please welcome.
Mr. and Mrs. present, and their children, Smith, present, Wilkinson,
And Mr. and Mrs. Master Study.
Oh. They were
and their son, Ed, Master Study.
Pray be crouched. For Mr. and Mrs. London Education Authority and their daughter, Ina London.
Please give a friendly welcome, please, to Mr. and Mrs. Bun and their pyromaniac son,
gone,
known as the Bun Son Burner.
Oh. Have you spotted over there in the doorway?
Yes, I have.
Mr. and Mrs. Gibrasasod and their son, Al Gibrasasod.
Hurriedly followed, and will you welcome, please, Mr. and Mrs. Nometry and their horse, Trigger.
While we're on the subject of pyromania, would you welcome, please, Mr. and Mrs. Scale and their fur-raising son, Burnham Scale.
Let us hear it for Mr. and Mrs. Igiter and their colourful offspring from the deep south, Gaudy Amos Igiter.
Mr. and Mrs. Turchips and their daughter, Miss Turchips.
Goodbye, Miss Turchips.
And will you welcome, please, a warm hand.
Squash in the doorway.
Quit pushing, please. For Mr. and Mrs. Kate of Education and their distinguished military son, General Sir Tiffy Kate of Education.
Followed by corporal punishment. Not to mention Mr. and Mrs. Underbottom and their daughter, Kay Underbottom.
Mr. and Mrs. Day Levels and their son, Owen Day Levels.
At this point, ladies and gentlemen, at this point, we come to the end of our contest. The score is a very interesting score at the moment.
What is the score?
I'll tell you.
Are we behind?
Tim and Willie are behind.
Oh, in that case, would you please welcome Mr. and Mrs. Slips Drive Me Mad and their son, Jim Slips Drive Me Mad. Mr. and Mrs. Buss and their daughter, Syllabus.
Mr. and Mrs. Apple for the teacher.
Best of luck.
And their Granny Smith.
Well, with Graham and Barry fighting back courageously.
And also their French grammar.
That last insert puts Tim and Willie in the lead for this week. And unless the BBC comes to their senses in the meantime, we shall all be back with you again next week. It says here, Leon Cohen will play a tune. Which is very wise. You don't expect him to just sit there, do you? No, the title of the tune that he plays, they must incorporate naturally into the story. They must then hand it over to a member of the opposing team in the same way. The whole thing is thoroughly elegant and gracious. Now, I'm going to throw the opening line of the story to you, Graeme Garden. Suddenly the fog lifted and Mary gave a start of surprise.
Say frog. Suddenly the frog lifted. Mary... Pardon?
Have it your way.
Oh, said the frog. And Mary gave a start of surprise. Out on a hill, an animal stood on its own. Mary and the frog looked through the window, and the animal seemed to be listening. I wonder, said Mary, what the lonely goat heard. Which the frog replied.
Roll out. The frog replied. Frog replied. He had a toad in his throat. Roll out the barrel, he said, and I will wet my whiskers, and then I'll be able to speak properly. For today, I give my maiden speech in the House of Commons. This is a frog warning. Oh, you've got to be one jump ahead. Anyway. Hopeless. Anyway, this speech will last 20 minutes, and I wish everybody to hear every moment of it. I shall start like this. And
I shall start by kicking both my legs in the air, which will attract attention, said the frog. And then I shall exhort the house to give me the moonlight. At this point, thank you. At this point, I may croak due to the lack of fibre in my tonsils and a man in my throat.
That's what I meant.
A lesser version of an earlier joke, but you know what politicians are. But then I shall go back to the hustings, a lovely couple, and I shall say to them, what this country needs is...
Songs like that. What the muck they're serving up today. What we need are songs like Any Old Iron and Roll Out the Barrel, who was a wonderful woman.
So was Annie Old Iron.
Annie, wonderful. So, here's this bird. Were she to press her lips to... It's very unlikely that she would. And those of you who have kissed frogs will know, not even on the off chance they turn into something that's most remote. But were I to say to her, look... And I were the only frog.
Nothing else would matter in the world today, said the frog, at which Mary, her eyes suddenly misted, and she saw before her the frog of her dreams. Bending over him, gently, she kissed him on the top of his head. And suddenly...
She was leaning on a lamppost at the corner of the street, which is the way she made most of her living. And she explained to the magistrate, I kissed the frog. How was I to know it was going to be a prince when she woke up next morning? There's a version there somewhere. And the magistrate replied, Madam, am I expected to believe this? Because I have lived for a long time in...
Neasden. And as a magistrate in Neasden, I often used to say to defendants, picture you upon my Neasden and picture the fate that can, in fact, thank you very much, better late than never, picture the fate that can overcome you. The country is in a state of decadence. On all sides we see morals decaying, standards debased. What is going to happen to this country? Are we all going to...
Lived to the age of 64, it's bloody unlikely. And then he remembered the words of his old Chinese singing teacher, who he had personally garroted, so rotten was he. Better a frog in the throat than a toad in the hole.
Very good. Tim and Willie, 12 points, and Graeme and Barry only 3.
It's disgraceful.
This is where I introduce a round that's played at the end of the programme, so that the teams can have time to think of silly names for people arriving at the pharmacist's ball. The pharmacist's ball. And those of you listening at home might like to think up some names of your own to apply to this programme. Anyway, the next game is called a right pair. And in this round, one team pretends to be a pair of something, pepper and salt, or Muir and Norden, or whatever. Although whatever isn't a pair, I see. They give the other team a clue, and they have 10 questions to guess the answer. It's your turn, Barry and Graeme, to help the other side to earn a few points. Meanwhile, the board is being shown to our audience.
Barry and Graeme are cash and carry. Cash and carry.
Most of whom read the words on it so loud that I don't imagine this round is going to go on for very long.
Graeme will define himself.
Yes, I'm the first of the pair. I'm mineral.
And I'm sort of abstract, really.
Are you solid, Graeme?
Pretty.
Yes. Pretty, but are you solid?
Bit of both.
Would I eat you?
No.
Oh, come on.
Would I wear you?
No.
Could I suffer from the abstract? Acutely.
No, not unduly, no, I don't think so
That's
at
a
all.
comfort in this day and age.
7 to go.
The two of you together weren't terribly funny, so...
No.
No, so it's quite
Did
serious.
you try to be, as a pair?
No.
No.
Very straight one, this.
Down goes Mike and Bernie Winters, then.
Oh, I don't know.
If it's mineral and abstract, could it be pith and wind? You said I didn't suffer acutely from the abstract. That's right, and I do.
It could be pith and wind, but it isn't.
Well, you've had 4, but I think I'll hurry you along, so I'll say you've had
Could
7.
we have a clue of some sort?
Both words begin with the same letter.
Shopping.
Cod and chips.
Fish and pips.
Cod and chips is right. And
the procedure undergone in the purchase of cod and chips is in fact germane to this subject.
How about cash and carry? I was taking this too seriously.
Tim and Willie, after that laborious effort, it's your turn, and once again the audience will be shown your subject on the board.
And Tim and Willie are swallows and Amazons. Swallows and Amazons.
Slightly dirty.
Racy?
Risque.
And I shall be intrigued to see who takes which part in this one.
A clue?
A clue?
Will you define yourselves, please?
Animal. Yes, that'll do. Animals will help you further.
Yes, help me more. I'm animals, with one missing.
One what's missing?
Are they human animals?
One is.
One is.
I am.
I'm not. I'm not.
You're getting warm, Tim and Willie. But it's Barry and Graeme who are doing the guessing. Would you like to ask them some more questions?
Right, animals.
You better give them a clue.
Yeah.
Willie flies a bit, and it's also an action.
And you've got one missing.
Cock and bull.
I think we're given the same kind of clue that I gave you. They both start with different letters.
Now, narrowing it down.
Right open.
That's a bit of a giveaway, that.
I don't know, groups of animals.
Groups of animals.
Is the word for the group of animals a
a word like herd or flock, or is it the name of the animals involved?
A silly question.
Beautifully put.
It's just animals. I mean, there they are.
Birds and bees.
That's the sort of thing it's like.
No.
Yeah, that's very surprisingly close when you hear the answer. Birds and bees, yes.
Do mine whistle? I can't remember.
Gulp.
I don't know, Willie.
Give us a tune and
Swallows
let's
and
see.
Amazon.
We go on to the blues round, and as this is the last program in the series, I'm going to introduce an additional rule here, and that is that I shall deduct 100 marks for any of the teams who start their blues with the words, "woke up this morning." Barry and Graeme, will you give Willie and Tim a subject for their blues, please?
Yes, we'd like to hear the inflation blues, please.
I'll wake up this morning.
I woke up this afternoon. I was worrying about inflation.
Then I packed 3 suitcases and headed off to the bus station. My wife cried, "Lordy, Lordy, is you leaving me?" No, you silly bitch, I've got 3 suitcases stuffed with £10 notes and I'm going down to the supermarket to buy a small tin of carnation.
18.5 bar blues. Historic.
I'll give you a minute or two to regain your composure, and then if you'll give Barry and Graeme a subject for their blues, please.
The nudist camp blues.
Who's talk?
I went to sleep last night, dreaming about a nudist camp where I had been.
Yeah, well, yeah.
You know, I saw things there that I never have seen. I'll tell you all about it, baby.
The chef got danger money
For frying sausages, you know what I mean.
Well, you'll all be waiting now to hear what the score is, and I took the precaution just before we went on the air to jot down that Tim and Willie have scored 83, Barry and Graeme have scored 74. Right, we come now to the round which is called Bedtime Story. And for this round, I want one of the members of a team to make up a bedtime story, and from time to time he'll give his partner a signal for a suitable sound effect to reinforce the dramatic effect of the narrative. For extra excitement, the person doing the effects will be wearing headphones with music playing to prevent him from hearing the story. And we have a table with sound effects right out here by this central microphone. And Willie and Tim, who's going to tell the story and who's going to do the sound effects?
I'm going to do sound effects. This is Tim
That
speaking.
leaves me telling the story.
So, with Tim to do the sound effects, Willie Rushton, will you tell a story about a dragon, a wooden leg, and a circular saw?
Oh, that one.
One fine day... Well, not that fine, but that's not... It was raining wooden legs. And Arnold, the friendly dragon, was sitting outside his cave. Doing something naughty. All he wanted in life was a circular saw. The circular saw was a prize in a wonderful contest which the dragon was going to enter. You were to be fired from a cannon over Lord Goodman. Well, as you can hear, he made it. Admittedly, he fell on a Swiss gnome and broke a leg. But he was given a wooden one. With a built-in ejection seat. But there he sat with his nasty habit, his wooden leg, and the circular saw outside his cave. And every night he used to...
Very good.
Never mind, Tim, we'll tell you about it afterwards. Now, Graeme is coming out to do the sound effects for the other team, which leaves Barry behind to tell the story. Graeme, will you put it on the headphones, please? Barry, will you tell a story about a little girl, a big boy, and a balloon?
You've been reading my mail again. Now, there was once a little girl called Charity. Charity Biggins was her full name. And she used to like, and there if you look for the missus, she used to like playing with her balloon in the street. Down at the other end of the street, at number 47, remember this, I'll be asking questions later, number 47 lived a little boy called Ronald. And Charity used to love to play with Ronald. They used to play at adjudicating football matches. Charity wasn't like other girls. She'd always wanted to be a football referee, and Ronald, being desperately in love with her, had always encouraged this ambition. Charity, he used to say, you may become a football association referee and you'll know the joy of being abused and spat upon, and when you come out of grounds, people will go, but you won't. Then one day may dawn the day of the cup final, Charity, and they'll call it the FA Charity Cup after you, and you'll walk out on that pitch, and oh, the roar when that first goal is scored, but then maybe the first offence, and you'll have to say to one of the players, which is, of course, contained in the new FA rulebook. And furthermore, if there's any more of that, you will go off the field into the dressing room and... swallow your pride. And they only get a 3-match suspension. Otherwise, unless you've run out of sound effects, you naughty player, you may finish up as a father of a large family.
Thank you, Barry and Graeme. We go on to the round, which is, it says here, a musical round, and it's called opera. And I want you teams, in order, to sing a snatch of grand opera from a selected passage from a couple of well-known, probably not so well-known, publications. Who wants to go first? As it's the last program, you can choose.
I can feel it.
Tim and Willie, you want to go first. Leon Cohen is going to provide the operatic introductions to Tim and Willie singing from the book called Yoga for Health.
Sit in the lotus or cross-legged position. Rest hands on knees, or on floor behind.
Use abdominal muscles to contract abdomen as far as possible and hold for a second. Oh.
3. Attempt to snap abdomen out in a forceful movement. Snap. Repeat without pause.
Without pause.
Repeat
without pause.
Repeat
without pause.
Repeat without pause. Repeat without pause. Perform 10 times.
10 times.
And
in groups of 10.
Repeat in groups of 10.
Okay, thank you, Tim and Willie. Now, Graeme and Barry, your libretto is from The Highway Code.
Signals. When indicators or stoplights are not fitted or are faulty. Also for use by pedal cyclists and those in charge of horses. I want to go straight on. I want to turn left. I want to turn right. I want to turn left. I want to turn right. Turn left. Turn right. Turn left. Turn right. Left. Right. Left. Right. Left. Right. Left. Right. Left. Right. Left. Right. Give me some man who was out.
Well, this is the time in the program when I tiptoe away to the computer room at the BBC to work out the final score for the entire series. Meanwhile, the teams will give us their announcements for the late arrivals at the pharmacist's ball. And who's going to start?
From Wales, Mr. and Mrs. Tement and their son Owen Tement.
Welcome, please, the distinguished Irish actor, T.C.P. McKenna.
The Oviaforms with a hideously bound child in terror Oviaform.
Will you welcome, please, Mr. and Mrs. Ta and their mama Ta. Sorry you had to leave so soon. All the way from Arabia, shake well before using.
Welcome, please, Mr. and Mrs. Royds and their daughter, Emma.
A warm hand and a brown paper bag, please. Oh, Mr. and Mrs. Tick and their daughter, Emma Tick. That makes you sick.
Well, at this point, ladies and gentlemen, we come rapidly to the rescue of the teams. I've been working out the final scores for the series.
Cabaret time, ladies and gentlemen. If I can get away with it. Will you welcome, please, Prin, the dissolving donkey. Known as, I will. You will. Known as soluble aspirin. Yes!
Meanwhile, ladies and gentlemen, there are some people who are waiting to hear the final score. And I think it'll surprise you. It's 12,864 to the ladies, 3 to the gentlemen. And we shall be back with you again if you don't watch out. So until then, from the teams and myself, goodbye. Thank you very much. And the eager participants in this contest are, on the one hand, Tim Brooke-Taylor and William Rushton. And they'll be competing against Barry Cryer and Graeme Garden. My job is to keep the score or give points or something, so here we go with round one, which is our game called Sound Charades. One team has to make noises and the other team must guess what they mean. The audience are let into the secret by way of a board which we show them in here, and incidentally those of you at home will hear a disembodied voice giving you the answer, and you in the audience here in the studio can help by applauding when they're getting warmer and doing whatever you think comes naturally when they're not. Tim and Willie, yours is the first charade. So while you tell Graeme and Barry how many words it is, it'll be shown to our audience on a board.
And Tim and Willie's charade is the 10 Commandments. The 10 Commandments.
It's 3 words, one of very little consequence. That doesn't fool me for an instant. 2 enormous importance.
It's a film. It's also something else, but we're not going to tell you what that is, because it might give it away. Dancer.
Sit, beg, you fetch, put that postman down. Eat your giblets, come, go, drive the Queen. I don't believe that last one either.
Drive for the Queen, the Royal Command.
Heroistic.
That wasn't it, but the audience thinks you're somewhere near.
Something command.
That's what we meant.
10 Commandments.
Well, you can tell Barry.
Help Barry, no.
Once again, the man with the board is coming round to show you, and the man with the voice is going to tell you at home what this one is.
Barry and Graeme's charade is Pride and Prejudice. Pride and Prejudice.
Barry and Graeme, how many words?
3 words.
Right. Do your charade.
What is it?
A book.
A book.
Here it comes.
Look at all those lions over there. I am very sorry, but I just can't stand lions.
Daniel? No. Lions is helpful, is it? I mean, lions...
Enormously,
They
yeah.
said it a lot. It's the Marquis of Bath. Well, Willie, I think you've got this one, haven't you?
I don't even remember it.
Leo... The lions. It's not a pun on the word lions, is it? It's just lions are in it. Pride. Pride and Prejudice. Right, well, Tim and Willie have got 3.5 for that round, and Barry and Graeme have got 3. And at this point, which seems like halfway through the programme, this is where I introduce a round that's played at the end of the programme in order to give the teams time now to think of silly names for people arriving at the bookseller's ball. The bookseller's ball. Right, and now we go on to a new round, and this one should be culturally elevating. It's a musical round, and I want you to sing in teams, this is two at a time, a snatch of grand opera from a selected libretto which I shall give you. We're going to start with Barry and Graeme. Barry and Graeme, your extract comes from Mrs. Beaton's Cookery and Household Management, the section devoted to braised sheep's tongues. Dave Lee will give you the introduction, and if you'll give us your operatic version.
Thank you, Humphrey. And by the way, I think you're doing a marvellous job as chairman of this programme.
Ingredients for sheep's tongue. 1 ounce of butter, of margarine, 1 onion, 1 turnip, 1 carrot, 2 sticks of celery, bouquet garni, 6 peppercorns, 1/2 pint of stock, 2 bacon rashers, meat glaze, mouth of fat in a stew pan, and add the roughly sliced vegetables. Put on a tightly fitting lid and toss for 10 minutes over a very low heat.
Pause for 10 minutes.
Pause for 10 minutes.
Pause for 10 minutes. Pause for 10 minutes. Lay the tongues on top.
Add the bouquet garni, peppercorns and enough stock almost to cover the vegetables.
Place the bacon
chicken on top of the tongue.
Cover with grease paper on the lid, and cook gently for about 2 hours. Oh, until the tongues are tender.
Thank you, Barry, for your opening remarks there. You get 10 marks for that. Now then, Tim and Willie, yours comes from not Mrs. Beaton this time, but from Miss Blyton. And the chapter concerned is headed, Where is Big Ears? Right, Dave Lee once again with the introduction.
Big ears! Are you hurt? Big ears, what's happened?
Hello.
Hello?
No, I'm not much hurt. I fell off my bicycle when it went over a big stone. I'm afraid it's got a bit damaged. I'm looking for my poor old pussy.
To Toy Cat Town.
Oh, Noddy, you are very, very nice to me. Oh, Noddy, you are very, very nice to me. Oh, Noddy, you are very nice to me.
You can give her a hug and a kiss when you see her next. Then everything will be all right. Come along, off to Toy Cat Town.
Less. Partly for sheer musicianship, and partly because you didn't preface that performance with smarmy remarks to the chairman, I'm going to give you 15. 15? For that one, and we go on hurriedly to the round which is called Bedtime Story. And for this round, I want one of the members of a team to make up a bedtime story. From time to time, he'll give his partner a signal for a suitable sound effect to reinforce the dramatic effect of the narrative. For extra excitement, the person doing the effects will be wearing headphones with music playing so as to prevent him from hearing the story. I shall give you, Tim and Willie, a theme for your story. Tim, I understand you're coming out front to work the sound effects, and Willie will be telling the story and cueing you for those effects. Willie, I want your story to involve a grandmother, a kangaroo, and a hovercraft.
One fine day, Granny,
a failed kleptomaniac, contemplated escaping from her tiny little woodland home because the fuzz were hot on her heels. She could hear them coming. Spanish policeman. But then Granny was very old and very wise, been gun running for years, between Tangiers and Alcatraz, or whatever that place is on the south coast. In fact, you could hear her gun running. Evening, all. The Spanish are forced every now and then to recruit British officers. She decided that she must get back to her old home and beauty in England. She could almost hear the peace of her little cottage in Hertfordshire. The most virile cuckoos in the world. But how was she to get there? Hovercraft, she thought. Alas, she saw the hovercraft coming across the Mediterranean towards her, and she heard this dismal sound. Not for me, she thought. And started looking around for some alternative method of transport. Well, by some strange meeting between a camel and some form of leaping beast whose name I forget, but who had mated these delightful strains. Give us a delightful strain. I know, There was a camel and a praying mantis. They had the news. A kangaroo, so Granny slipped into the pocket, and in her little kangaroo she set off home. Just like that.
Well, from the audience reaction, I give you 8 out of 10 for that. And we go over now to Barry and Graeme. Barry, you're doing the sound effects. Graeme, you're doing the story, which has to involve Rupert Bear, a death ray, and a banana.
It was a bright, sunny day when Rupert Bear visited his uncle's farmyard. There was Rover, the old sheepdog, and over there, Clarence the hen with a cough. And other problems. Good morning, Clarence! Good morning, Clarence, cried Rupert. And Clarence replied, shut that door. Bearing out some of the problems I mentioned earlier. Bearing out. Rupert had come to see his uncle's death ray. And why not? But as he walked across the farmyard, he could see Daisy the cow in the meadow. Said Daisy. And up in the hill, he could hear the sheep bleating. And down in the valleys, the artichokes... Down in the valleys, the artichokes were going cheep, 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 cheep. Meanwhile, back in the farmhouse, Rupert's uncle leaned out of the window and shouted, nice to see you, nice! Good morning, Uncle Eamon, cried Rupert. I've come to see a death ray. Have a banana. Thank you very much. And why not? Rupert's uncle peeled the banana, which made a curious noise, rather like this. How strange, thought Rupert, but said nothing of it at the time, wishing only to see the death ray. It's in this cupboard, said his uncle, and opened the door. 3 times, 4 times. Rupert was amazed by what he saw before him, an enormous machine with whirling dials and flashing lights, and enormous electric sparks that leapt and crackled and went... Ooh. Never had he seen such gay sparks. Let me switch it on for you, said Rupert's uncle. What, said Rupert? Oh, I see. So saying, his uncle threw a switch. Straight through the window. Where am I, said Rupert. And I agreed with him. For he had been standing in the path of the death ray, and the last thing that Rupert said before he disintegrated in a small pile of dust was... At the third stroke, it will be 4 precisely.
Thank you, Graeme and Barry. Well, following on an objection from the other side, I've had to take off 6 marks for cheating, but I've given you 8 for getting away with it, so that brings you to 13.5, and it brings the scores level to 26.5 each. We have the game now, which is called Ad-Lib Poem. The teams are going to make up a poem. Each team member must keep going until I press the bell, which I have here, which sounds like this, as you haven't heard it before. And then a member of the opposing team must take over. This goes on until the natural artistic conclusion is reached, or until none of us can stand it anymore. Now, Barry, you're going to start the poem, and I think this is in your line, so are you ready to start off now? Your opening line is, as Sidebottom and Murgatroyd, the duo toured the halls.
As Sidebottom and Murgatroyd, the duo toured the halls. A great success in every town. They took calls after calls. Upon the stage they strutted and fret, their hour in light so bright. But
unfortunately, an incident occurred one starlit night. But they were on stage, the old Alhambra Bogner.
Oh, you're in trouble.
Go on, son. They travelled light. They had no trunks. They had neither cat nor dog nor any sort of pet with them upon that fateful tour. Unfortunately, they were very, very, very poor. So poor, in fact, that every night when they got home to bed,
they took their little legs off and then unscrewed a head. I don't think I've mentioned before, in fact, I know that it is true. It was a ventriloquist act, and it was a little blue. By blue, I don't mean dirty, I mean the colour, so. What's she going to ring the bell? I had a ribbon in my hair. I tied it in a bow. What this has to do with poem, I am not too sure.
Barry. But at least you might say it's not clean, but at least it's very pure. Returning to Murgatroyd and Sidebottom, the tale we have to tell. One week, they turned up there in Goole.
The ventriloquist dummy said, I'm sick of being a fool. My father was a sailor, and my mother was a cupboard. I think I've sunk myself. Yes, I go. Mother Hubbard. Back to Mother Hubbard. Mother bored me night by night with tales of Mother Hubbard, which weren't very tasteful when you think what Wood has done.
But be that as it may. Oh, well. I nearly had a son. But then one night, one dark and dreary night, it was full of dread. My legs fell off, rolled away right underneath the bed. Murgatroyd came up the stairs. He'd got back from the pub.
He'd taken his other leg off and used it as a club.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, I'm not going to wait for an artistic conclusion. Any conclusion is welcome after that one. And we go on now to the blues, in which one side gives the other side a topic for the blues, and the other side has to sing it, with, of course, appropriate accompaniment from Dave Lee at the piano. Barry and Graeme, will you give Willie and Tim a topic for the blues, please?
Yes, we thought the Package Holiday Blues.
Package Holiday Blues.
Did you?
Dave, do the introduction.
This morning, waiting for my holiday to Mallorca to begin.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, no, I'm not ready.
I'll sing it again.
They said, it's £45 and you won't have to spend a penny extra on anything.
After 15 days at Gatwick,
with nowhere to spend a penny, believe me, I was really all in. Oh yeah, you better believe it. Oh yeah.
Right, from audience reaction, 6 marks for that, and we go on with Willie and Tim giving Barry and Graeme a topic for their blues. What is it?
The Danish blues.
No woke up this morning.
To be or not to be, that is the question.
Well, I just know blood in the mind of something slink down over my greatest fortune.
Tell me
Prince of Denmark, and I got those Danish blues.
Yes, very clever that. 8 marks, and you'd like to know the scores, I've no doubt. Now we come to the point in the programme where I take a back seat so that I can listen to all those announcements which you've been thinking up throughout the programme. For the arrivals at the booksellers' ball, who's going to open the bidding?
Mr. and Mrs. Furt Book Fair. And their son, Frankfurt Book Fair. One for the cognoscenti.
Adjust your raiment, pray. For Monsieur and Madame Olympia Press and a disgusting froggy child, Olympia Press.
Sliding by almost unnoticed.
Oh, no, he's not.
Mr. and Mrs. Chenery and their diminutive student son, shorter Oxford Dick Chenery.
Please be extremely kind and welcoming to Mr. and Mrs. Zine and their disgusting daughter, Margaret, known as Dirty Magazine. It's come a long way.
Raptures of delight, if you will. For Mr. and Mrs. Scabbin and their uncle, Tom Scabbin.
Here on a day trip from France, they caught a packet of Boulogne, but they keep smiling. Mr. and Mrs. Two Cities and their marauding, barbaric son, Attila Two Cities.
A face, unfortunately, not to be seen in our midst tonight. Mr. Baggers and his carp. Unfortunately, the carp ate Baggers.
Class.
Class, be honest.
Will you prepare to hurl yourselves around with mirth? At the arrival of Mr. and Mrs. Surrites and their dipsomaniac daughter, Alicia, known as Pub Alicia Surrites.
Touch the hems of several garments for the entry of Mr. and Mrs. Clopedia and their naval son, Ensign Clopedia.
Cock and eyebrow. For Mr. and Mrs. Jonathan Cape and their son, the great Escape.
Well, at this point, ladies and gentlemen, I have to tell you that Tim and Willie have scored 51 and Barry and Graeme 52.
Right.
And this pretty well brings us up now to the end of the...
Mr. and Mrs. Ding Library and her son, Len Ding Library.
Mr. and Mrs. closely following. Mr. and Mrs. Tents Page and their son, Contents Page.
And who's that with them, Mr. and Mrs. Tease Falcon and their daughter Mole?
Tercellers and their daughter Bestsellers.
Who's just had her appendix removed.
Oh, look, there's the Fletch with their daughter Pam. Sorry, Hum.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen. That entirely reverses the score, ladies and gentlemen.
And finally, snap your garters with ribald mirth. For the entrance, all the way from France, of Mr. and Mrs. Miserable and their son, Les.
That reverses the score once again and means that we've come now to the end of the programme. We shall see you again next week. Until then, goodbye now. Oh, and if you're looking forward to another keenly fought contest of wit, memory and skill, then you should be tuned to Yesterday in Parliament. We're going to play I'm Sorry I Haven't a Clue with Barry Cryer and Graeme Garden. And Tim Brooke-Taylor and Willie Rushton. And I'm here because it's half an hour out of the cold. So let's start with round one, which is called Censored Songs. Dave Lee at the piano will give each member of the teams an intro of a well-known song, and they have to sing it. But they have to censor, by means of a buzzer, any words which they consider will outrage public decency or frighten the horses. So we're going to start now with Barry Cryer, and Dave Lee, will you introduce a song to Barry?
Early one morning, just as the was rising, I saw a maiden in the valley below. Oh, don't me, oh, never me, how could you, a poor maiden so?
Now, Willie Rushton.
Post at the corner of the street.
Thank you, Willie. That's quite enough of that one. I think it would be invidious to give one team or another more marks than the others, so I'm not going to give any of them any. I'm going to say that this is where I introduce a round that's played at the end of the programme, so that the teams have time to think of silly names for people arriving at the cleric's ball. And once again, the Reverend Arnold Page of Castle Carey in Somerset has sent in that suggestion, and has also given us a couple of his examples to show the standard to which the teams have to aspire at the end of this programme. His examples are, for instance, the Venerable and Mrs. Balls and their son Canon Balls, Sister Marie Lecoir and her nephew Evan Lecoir. They are teams. Start thinking now, and we come to a new game which is called a right pair. In this round, one team pretends to be a pair of something, pepper and salt, or Burke and Hare, or Muir and Norden, or whatever, and they give the other team a clue, and they have 10 questions to guess, and our audience will be shown on a board here what it is they're trying to guess, and I hope in passing you'll show it to me as well. So, Tim and Willie, you're going to do the first one, and we await with bated breath the arrival of the board, which is now going to show the audience what it is.
We're going to guess it. Oh, sorry.
No, you're going to do it. It's going to be you've got to give them the clue. And Barry and Graeme are going to try and guess it.
And it's Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Well, it's... Willie's quite clean and I'm quite small in many ways.
My heart bleeds, but will you give us a clue?
Barry and Graeme, we've had the clue. See if we can get it in 10 questions.
Well now, Willie's quite clean. Quite clean. Tim's small. Yes. Are you... Do we get to know if it's animal, vegetable, or mineral or not?
All animal.
All animal. Human.
On Saturday nights. But that's not a clue.
Graeme asks human.
Yes.
It's a pair of people.
It's
more a coupling than a pair, but that's not really right either.
Oh, you've seen that version too. Willie is one character, and I am not entirely one character.
You're more than one. You're several people.
Yes.
Are you, in fact, not so much a pair as an eightsome?
Yes.
It's got to be Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Right.
And Barry and Graeme got that one in 6. So now it's your time to give the clue, Barry and Graeme, and Tim and Billy, you have to guess. So first of all, your clue, Graeme.
Our clue is old cars and TV series.
And they're bangers and mash. Bangers and mash.
And they want to know if it's animal, vegetable, or mineral.
Animal and vegetable.
Old cars and
TV series.
which is which? Barry, are you old cars?
Graeme is old cars, and I'm
Graham's the clapped out old banger.
You've got that in 2. That puts the score now in a position where the tension is well nigh unbearable. In fact, it is unbearable, so I won't go further into that. And we go on to blues. And in this round, as you know, if you've followed this game for a long time, each team will give the other the topic for a blues, which then improvise, accompanied by Dave Lee at the piano. Barry and Graeme, will you give Willie and Tim their blues, please?
The French lessons blues.
Well, I woke up this morning. Oh, yeah. Saying it's French lessons that I want. Oh, yeah. I want, Willie want.
I've wanted to speak French ever since I was in the funk.
Oh, yeah, baby, I like that, baby. I saw a card in the newsagent saying French lessons second floor.
She should never be 5 pounds dearie.
What do you say?
Well, I plumed to my tongue.
Well, Tim and Willie get off the mark there with 13, and it's your turn to give Barry and Graeme their title.
The opinion poll blues.
Woke up this morning, an early call. Out of bed I did roll. Out of bed I did roll. I really rolled out of bed. I saw a horse holding up the telegraph wires. Bless my soul. Bless my soul. I said, horse, what are you doing? He said, you're not gonna believe this. But I'm a gallop pony.
So that puts the teams pretty well ahead of each other. We go on to the game which is called, as you know, tag wrestling. In this round I'm going to give each team the payoff of a story, and I shall then start one of you off telling the story to fit your punchline. And then when I feel like it, I shall press the buzzer, which sounds like this. In fact, it's not a buzzer, it's a bell this time, and it goes. And a member from the opposing team will have to take up that story, but make the story fit his punchline. And the first team to reach their particular punchline, if either of them are so lucky as to do that, will win the round. Now, Barry and Graeme, your punchline, if you'll take it down, is this. The stock market panicked as Mrs. Driscoll's behind went west. You've got that one? And Tim and Willie, here's your punchline. The mare shrieked. That's a mare, Lord Mayor type mare, not a lady horse.
Lady mare.
As he felt her touch halfway up.
Oh, don't
finish, finish, please.
Ben Nevis.
Anti-climax.
All right. Now, Barry and Graeme, you've had the longest to think of how to embark on your story, so will you start, please, working towards your punchline?
The stock exchange was in a turmoil. Who was this Mrs. Driscoll, they were all asking? Is she a front or is she a behind? Confusion reigned. Tellers and jobbers were rushing about on the tell and on all sorts of activities. And
Willie,
far away from the hubbub of the city, from the old lady of Threadneedle Street, Mrs. Driscoll's sister, Eva, was halfway up Ben Nevis, clambering up towards the traditional yearly outing of the Corporation of Bootle. We used to set off at the top of Ben Nevis to celebrate certain things in old rustic ways, and
Well, spring being what it is in Bootle, people like to dart up Ben Nevis, particularly if you're wearing mayoral robes.
Which they were not. Meanwhile, back with the old lady of Threadneedle Street, Mrs. Driscoll herself, panic broke out on the stock market as she brought in a small form of deer, gazelle, or antelope. It was, in fact, a hind. "Get that bee-hind out of here," cried leading stockbrokers of the day, with less wit than judgment.
And while you're about it, remove Mrs. Driscoll and take her to a place where she can be no longer recovered. I would like to announce, said the man in charge of the stock market, a story. I would like to tell a story about last year when I took part in the Ben Nevis...
Shut up, you old bore, they all cried at the stock market. We don't want to hear your Ben Nevis tales. What about Mrs. Driscoll and this hind that is running amok in the stock market? We cannot carry on our normal business. Suddenly, the hind lets out...
If what happens this afternoon on Ben Nevis ever hits the stock market, the pound will be down like a rotten... It'll have a rotten day. They'll all be going around saying, what a rotten day the pound's had. My word, I wish I was halfway up Ben Nevis. Eva is secreting his enormous passion for the mare. But a sinuous hand began as they mounted. He was in front of her, a fortunate position for her to set off up his robes.
At about halfway along the terminal third of his fibula, a piercing scream rent the air, and the mare turned just in time to see Eva spiraling downwards to the base of Ben Nevis, never to be seen again.
Where am I, he said, where am I? And somebody said, you've just fallen asleep, you've woken up. He said, but she spiraled down, only a dream, they said. She's just behind you, and the mare shrieked as he felt a touch.
It was only a dream? Oh, what a relief. And then realised he was still asleep, and the only a dream statement had been a dream. Enough of this nonsense. Enough of this nonsense. He finally woke...
Actually, Barry's taken the words out of my mouth. Because in a kind of inadvertent spasm, I stopped Tim in the middle of the actual punchline, and I think he'd reached it. Don't you agree, audience, that we should give that...
Rubbish! No, never. Never.
The whole programme seems to have got into a serious vein, and we stay in it now for the round that we call simply opera. And it's a musical round, and I want you to sing a snatch of grand opera from a selected passage from a libretto which I shall give you. And Barry and Graeme, we're going to start with you, and your words come from the Home Handyman, from the section devoted to fixing to walls and ceilings. Dave Lee will give you an introduction.
Take screws easily, and offer no anchorage, and the plywood is too thin to take a screw. A plain toggle with arms which spread over a wide area. Insert it with the wings folded back. These will spring open. Off the other side of the board. Size is from 1/8 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch in diameter, up to 2.5 inches long. Push pivot arm through the hole and let it fall into a vertical and then let it fall into a vertical position. Tighten it until the toggle is hard up against reverse side. Size is 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch diameter, 3 inches long. 3 inches long. 3 inches long.
Now, Tim and Willie, your one comes from the Italian phrase book, from the section devoted to miscellaneous expressions. Mark the page. Dave, can you give us a shortish introduction?
That's right. It's too much, it's too dear. Quickly, slowly. Look out! Forward, back. On this side, on the other side. I am an Englishman, Englishwoman. It does not matter. I don't know anything about it. You are right, you are wrong. It doesn't work. On the contrary, it is my bad weather. I think so.
Well, with that operatic performance, Willie and Tim are so far ahead that it's only for contractual reasons that Graeme and Barry are remaining at the podium. We come to the round which is called ad-lib poem, and as you know, I get the teams to make up a poem. I give them the first line of the poem, and each member must keep going until I ring the bell, and then a member of the opposing team must take over. This goes on until, well, if you've any experience with this program, it's true to say that this goes on ad infinitum. And I'm going to give you the first line, so here it is. Belay, haul to, avast behind. We've got to catch that lugger. Incidentally, I mark here for poetic feeling, sensitivity, and the absence of rude words. Oh, Barry.
Yes.
Belay, haul to, avast behind, we've got to catch that lugger.
But first, let's not all dash away. We'll have some tea with sugar. We'll have a cup of tea, I cried, and perhaps some crumpets too. And then we'll go and chase the boat, but first I'm going to the loo. Then I retired in my smart suit. It was so dapper and neaty. I found...
Neaty! Where's neaty? So I hove me towards the Elson, which for advertising reasons I shall refer to as a sweetie. There I repaired. The boat adrift. I thought I'd have a read. Jog through the manual of how to sail or how to plant some seed. I noticed that the boat was drifting towards the coast of Brazil.
I'll say that daunting prospect did make me feel quite ill. Thank you.
For that applause.
Brazil, I thought, a foreign land with strange and savage customs.
And then I thought again some more. They also have tall busmen. Tall busman? I thought to myself, thought I, in Brazil by the sea. Can this be me that's talking? Is it really, really me? It was. I found out to my cost. And I'll tell you, my name is Lawrence.
Now I recall you very well. I met you once in Florence. You were a very sporty chap, so fond of games like rugger. But the thing that I always remember is you couldn't rhyme with lugger. How are you? How are you, Larry? Then I cried. How have things really been?
I heard you'd been the victim of a certain cardinal sin. Cardinal sin has been returned and is now back in the Vatican.
I must say, I agree with you. I hope I never see that rat again. But now accompany me.
I like Terence.
My lad. But now accompany me, my lad, to yonder hostelry. And there we'll drink the night away with 15 pints of tea. And when our tea has all been drunk and we are on the floor,
we'll shout out, Maestro. Bring us here 15 pints more. After this we had to go, if you know what I mean.
Behind me was a little chap I thought just looked just like a gnome. But after 15 pints of tea, I went wee, wee, wee all the way home.
If that's not an artistic conclusion, I don't know what is. Right, well, this is the point in the programme where I go home so that I can miss your announcements for the arrivals teams at the Clerics' Ball.
Mr. and Mrs. Bate and their daughter, Sally Bate.
Very nice. A quiet welcome, please.
They got it.
Another quiet welcome, please. For Mr. and Mrs. Chester Cathedral and their daughter, Winchester Cathedral.
Sober up in the vestry. Here come Mr. and Mrs. Lations and their son, the Revelations.
Leap up and down and throw your gaiters in the air, if you will. For Mr. and Mrs. Bible and their Newt Estimate. Not to mention...
Better not to.
Mr. and Mrs. Peria and their mother, Sue Peria.
Tim was right.
Well, we're not mentioning anything. Mr. and Mrs. Rage Tea Party and their son, Vic Rage Tea Party.
From the Orient.
Yes?
Welcome. But not with his wife, so we'll never know the truth. The wonderfully virile Bishop of Shanghai and his youngest son, him number 33.
Trying to follow that, but the door's jammed. Oh no, they're in here. The clerical zoo gang. The Reverend Hush and his two puppies. His cat, Ekism. His crow, Zia. Luther, the papal bull. And some yards behind, his skunk, affectionately known to us all as the family pew.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you pay careful attention, please, to the arrival of Mr. Sam Lila and Sam's son, Andy Lila.
Also for Mrs. and Mrs. Iced Milk and pasta.
Turn your faces to the wall. An onrush of clerical streakers. The Nicholas Parsons.
No swearing in church, please. Will you lift up your hearts, please, to Mr. and Mrs. In Excelsis Deo and their daughter, Gloria.
At this point, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you that the scores are Graeme and Barry, 77, Tim and Willie, 104, the audience, 33. And it brings us...
A last desperate entrance by Mr. and Mrs. Spray and their daughter, Letty Spray, and her friend, Neil.
And we cannot...
We squashed in the doorway.
You first.
No, it's all right, church doors are pretty big. Mr. and Mrs. E. Do Well. Their ecclesiastical son, Dean E. Do Well.
Mr. and Mrs. Ain and their daughter Audrey, who prefers to be known simply as Aud Ain.
And pray also silence for the host.
That's it.
Yes, that's all, ladies and gentlemen, so till next time.
We have completely run out of time. We have come, sorry, good riddance.